Hello and welcome to this week's podcast YouTube Chit Chat show. We are going to be looking at my week review. What a week. But we're going to be looking at the new moon in Leo, what you can do about that, how it fits with Feng Shui, and obviously what tarot cards connect it to. Also, about the healing journey of decluttering. This is super important and I'm touching on it because I'm about to start a big project with Feng Shui this week. So let's kick off with getting all my stuff out the way. I have had a brilliant week and it's been very, very productive. I've been working on my website for a little while now, a few weeks now. I got the handover last Monday. I am so pleased with it. I am above and beyond pleased with it. It's so weird. I gave her ideas for the colour palettes and they've just put together the most beautiful colours I wouldn't have thought about using. And it turns out, because I've done more research this week on Feng Shui, personal numbers and personal colours and success numbers, and talk about weirdness. Now, pink, it happens to be my one of my personal colours. On one area, it was all about earth tones and natural colours and browns. And although I've got a tan sofa, I'm not majorly into browns, funny enough, but I do like earth. I mean, I'm a Taurus, I do like earth. That's just a coincidence I'm a Taurus. As much as I wanted some creams and golds and white gold's not earth, I didn't really want my website to be too bland, too cream, too like what's the paint? Actually, it's quite a nice paint. Marigold, you know, when everybody paints their room marigold. I didn't want a marigold website, but it's turned out that it's bloody pink and it's just beautiful. Also, I redecorated my spare room a couple of weeks ago. And I bought the wallpaper in 2022 and I only just got around to putting it up. And it is beautiful pink roses and it's like a mural. It's beautiful pink roses. And that is in my southwest area. Now, southwest is all about relationships. And it was a single bed. And I just kept thinking, as much as I want a spare room, having a single bed in your love area is not good. Even though I decorated it all pink for love, unexpectedly, because when I bought the wallpaper, I just loved it. I didn't realise it was going to be in my romance room. So I had a bit of a brainwave. Now, Cole is off work for 6 weeks from tomorrow because he does a school run and for disabled children. And that means that he won't be getting up at 6 o'clock, but I still will because my brain's still wired. And as much as I try and be super quiet, I end up, like when I'm putting my makeup on, I end up making a bit more noise. I can't find the pencil or the sharpener or the lipstick, so I end up rummaging. And as much as I really try, I can't be quiet. And then I get a bit of a giggle fit because I'm trying to be quiet and it's not. And I can hear him sort of like getting a bit grouchy. Or I'll try and tiptoe somewhere super quiet and then I'll end up banging my toe into something and then it just makes me giggle because I've tried. So that's a bit of an ongoing thing. So what I thought was, let's get rid of the bed. Let's get rid of the bed and let's turn that into a dressing room. So I did it yesterday. So now it means that I can have my own room. This is the mad bit though. I can have my own room. It's already got my own wardrobe or an extension of my wardrobe in there because it was originally going to be a walk-in wardrobe. So yeah, I do have 3 or 4 wardrobes and one of them's in there. But it means now I've got my dressing room. Beautiful pink. It's the only girly room in the whole house, living with men. Only girly room, so I'm so pleased with it. Beautiful pink chair. But what's the weird thing is, not only is pink my power number colour, but also I found out last week that the southwest is my success corner. It's the southwest area. So I am now have my own dressing room, which I've also turned into a little bit of where I do my morning lives. I'm not doing this there because there's still a few things I want to tweak. But it's my success area, pink southwest. It's my own room, mine alone. No boy can get into it. So that's just mad how that's come about. I am in this website updates. I am going to create, it's going to be about £10, and it will be a download of how you can find out what your power area is and what your power number is. And the number relates to lots of different things, but also colours. But the colour, the area is going to be your success area. Now, your success area is the best place for you to perhaps do meditations, certainly to have your vision board. If you're looking for success, you want to put things perhaps like, I don't know, trophies, or I know someone that puts little plastic Oscars in their success area, and it worked. So things that mean success to you, you want to have those in that area. And I can't wait to start putting some of those things into that area. I've got a deck of cards there, I've got a book there, but I'm going to create more success things there. So watch this space. Let's see what magic occurs. But I will be working on that. I've been working on finishing an e-course, which took forever, but it's now done. That was finished last night, and that is my new e-course to learn the tarot step by step, which will be live on my website hopefully next weekend, with the magic gemma coming around. And I will I've re-recorded every single video. I've also rewrote all the up notes to it so that you get a little bit more branding, but also freshness in it as well. So that's ready to roll. And I'm having a new workbook created by my Upbrand UK team, and it is, when I looked at my old workbook and compared to the new one, I was like, awkward. Yeah, I can't have that on sale anymore. So I took it off sale, random. And I have creating a new workbook. It's much bigger. I think it's nearly 200 pages. But it's like a workbook journal. And there's so much in it. The reason it's got so many blooming pages is because obviously you've got 78 tarot cards. So you have to have at least one page, but there's 2 pages for each card so that you can really understand them. And that's going to be free with the course, or you can buy that separate. And that's probably going to be about £20, maybe 22, something like that, because it's a lot and I've got to put a lot of work into it. And then I'm creating a Feng Shui one. Of course, why wouldn't I? A Feng Shui workbook. And in that Feng Shui workbook is a 27-day planner where you can change the game in 27. 27 is a special number in Feng Shui, which is why I've chosen that. So really looking forward to getting those 2 things finished after I've put the e-course into the website. So the downloads will come a little bit afterwards. But I should be able to do a big ta-da with the website, I reckon, after next week. I'm actually going away next week, so it most likely be after. Who wants to launch a website in Mercury retrograde anyway? Nobody. August the 11th, I believe it comes out. So it's likely to be after that I go a big ta-da with it. I may have it live in the background, but I won't do a big ta-da until after Mercury retrograde. We are in Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is fabulous for going back over things, checking things. It's in Leo. It's great for even inner child work when it's in Leo, or how you are acting and going around with your own children, behaviour patterns. But it's really good for going back over technology and just making sure that everything is tickety-boo before you do anything. Contracts, double check contracts there. Now, in astrology, we do have, hold on, was there anything else that I had to do that I want to share? Oh, just one more thing that I did in the week. I did a talk on Feng Shui and at Portsmouth Positive Living. I flipping love talking about it. Yeah, actually, let's go into this. And then from that talk was this gentleman who contacted me a few days later, wants me to go and Feng Shui his home. But there is a lot of stuff there that he's got to work through. And it got me thinking more, like when we talk about getting rid of things, decluttering and getting rid. It's easy to say, get rid of it. If you don't use it, get rid of it. If you're not worn it for a year, get rid of it. If it don't fit you, get rid of it. Because, you know, when you're fat and then you go thin, you're just going to buy new clothes. You're not going to go to the old clothes, are you? Really, realistically. Some might, but realistically. So it's easy to say all that. But actually, items hold so much more than just that superficial energy. Some of them have got, like, if it's clothes, it could be a past version of yourself that you've just not worked through yet. You're not ready to let go. You perhaps haven't done the full healing process. If it's items, these could be items that are connected to grief if you've lost somebody. These could be, I mean, if it's a child's loss, like that you've lost a child, I don't know if I could ever part with any of that. Certainly not as flippantly as just get rid of it there. If it's, you know, things that belong to your parents or childhood memories. Childhood memories can trigger you being a child, not moving forward, not ready to take responsibility. But they can also be like, if you've got an overwhelmment of responsibility that you want to nurture your inner child, and that's one way of doing it. So everything that you've got hold of, everything that you're trying to declutter but you just can't, and you might just move it from room to room, there's memories in that, there's reasons you're holding on to that. So it's not easy to declutter. And I think certainly in my book, I do talk about the process of healing and how to go about that when it comes to items. One of the good things I do encourage people is to take photos. You could literally have a photo furniture or photo memory album. And in that, so I suggested to somebody this week who had trophies, and our partner had trophies, and she didn't want to move them into her house. So too many of them. So I said, why don't you take photos of the trophies, put the date of when they were and what it was for. He can even hold them up and create an album, trophy album, so that when he's feeling nostalgia, all he needs to do is go through that album rather than having all these trophies everywhere. Pop them away in a box, lid box. And that's the same for certain items, especially big items. I know that when my dad pops off, he's got stuff, and hopefully, touch wood, that's many, 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 many years. He's got stuff that belonged to my nan. He's a hoarder. And it's in my nan's, like, cabinet of curiosity, what they used to call. And it's, there's some ornaments and toy ornaments. They weren't toys, but we thought they were when we were little. And they've got some magical memories when I was a kid. Really magical, playing with them, getting out of my nan's glass cabinet, and just playing with them. And he's got them. And I'll be really pushed to get rid of them. Really pushed to get rid of them. I don't even know if I will. But what I will definitely do is take photos of them. And photos of all the things that have got my memories. And that's what I encourage people to do. Is take photos of these and put the album where you can look at it. Perhaps in the East area, because the East area is family and ancestors there. And then the items can be given away to other people to enjoy. Or, I mean, my nan, honestly, some of these items, they'd probably be good for a museum, to be honest. And I might put them in there. I might well do that. Our Portsmouth Museum certainly has items in it that we have here from the 1930s. Anyhow, pass them on, get rid of them. If you must keep some of them, put them in a box with a lid and put them away somewhere neat and stored. But having a photo of them is as good as having the item itself, because you can be nostalgic and just flick through the album and be like, oh, I remember that. And you can put your date, you can put some memories with it, you can write down things. I remember doing this with my nan, or I remember this when I was a kid. And then that way, if you ever get Alzheimer's, at least you've got it recorded. But in a serious sense, it's a good way of keeping those memories in a neat, small package, rather than having, I'm not going to have this big curiosity cabinet with everything in it. I'm just not going to have it. But I will take some pictures of it. So that's what I would encourage you as a first step, because the Feng Shui element is about having a tidy and clean home. But it's not about that. It is and it isn't. So having a tidy home, tidy mind. Having a clean home It's healthier for you. Having a tidy home where the energy can flow, it just makes more sense. Everything is findable, it's easier, so therefore you can just go to that, grab that, go to that. Everything's working. Life just, you know, makes sense, doesn't it? That everything flows if it's in the right place. There's no clutter. You can come in and feel, but that's not necessarily what Feng Shui is about. Feng Shui is about balancing the harmony and the energy. It's wind, air, water. It's bringing the elements together. And with those elements, it's harmonizing them that suits you. And that's why we have remedies. So we could remedy a really untidy home and it still work. It still work because the remedies are in place. It would work better, clear. The energy would flow better, therefore opportunities would flow better. However, if things are so chaotic, sometimes you might need the remedies in place before you then do anything, because the remedies will give you that stability, that structure, that strength to then be able to perhaps start thinking differently to make the changes. So if you're finding that you want things done but you can't get them done because your house is a clutter or because you've got a lot of things, I'm not bothered about that. We don't judge, but I actually don't even have to go there. I can do it all remotely, so I don't see your home. But once the remedies are in place, it is a game changer. That's the game changer, is the remedies. The decluttering and the tidying, it's not necessarily about that to balance the home, but it will help there. So rather than doing it the way around, if you're struggling, get the analysis, get the remedies in place first. That's going to support the changes that you're going to want to see there. But it is a process. And, you know, I said to this guy, like, if it takes a year to get things done, it takes a year. There's no rush for this. There's things that the healing process can take, it's different for everyone, can take 3 weeks, can take 3 months, can take 3 years, and you have to honour that. I really think you have to honour that. And I know when I've gone up into my loft before I had it done, and I'd go up there to do look for one thing, and then I'd be up there for 4 hours because you start going through, oh yeah that. So it's a lovely process. And I think you need to honour that when you're decluttering. But certainly if there's objects there that have got either trauma or emotional attachments, it's not easy. It's not easy. They're going to remind you of people, and you don't want to forget those people. So you don't want to throw it away if that means you forget them. So by taking a photo of it, having your special memory albums is good. I love the idea of the teddies that have been made in pieces of clothing of people. You know, you don't really want to get rid of perhaps a couple of jumpers that somebody wore. You know, maybe you've got grandparents or parents that both have passed, or even all 4 of them have passed, but you've still got some of their items. So maybe all 4 of their jumpers could be used to make a teddy bear. I love that idea. Or a quill or a cushion. So many memory things that can be made. But make sure if you're doing that you do get rid of the items, because otherwise you're just hoarding on top of hoarding there. So you have to be, I think, sensible, but I really do believe that the healing process is needs to be honoured and not rushed. So there we have that. Let's have a look at the energies of this week. So if you do nothing this week, I would recommend looking at the west area of your home, because it is the new moon in Leo. Leo is the 5th house in astrology. The 5th house in astrology, I love how it all connects, represents creativity, children, opportunities, and that spark of initiation there. The 5th, the east area represents children, creativity, new beginnings. So the east is the area we're going to focus on. So if you do nothing, just check in with the east. Just make sure that you have that a little bit clean this week, a little bit of a tidy this week. Thursday is when we've got the new moon going into Leo. Leo is a sign of power. It's a sign of fun and childlike energy, yes, but it's also a very powerful, driven sign. It's fire. We burn quickly. We inspire with fire, passion. And Leo is very much about, look at me, aren't I fabulous? This is a time of standing in your power, reclaiming your power in Leo. And, you know, even the shyest of people will still want to use this energy to maybe just put boundaries in place, or just to assert yourself a little bit more. Certainly having fun, childlike fun, spending time with children, and doing things, you know, if you've got the sunny weather, doing things outside, anything that's going to make you feel like your child energy again. Creative work, perhaps do a jigsaw puzzle, perhaps do some drawing. Having a bell in this place is going to be quite good this week, because it activates things like a wind chime or some kind of bell. But putting things in that area that remind you of fun, but also remind you of creativity. If you want new beginnings, if you're wanting children, fertility, could put the Ace of Cups there. Certainly you could put a wind chime to activate that area. The West is predominantly ruled by metal, not all the time, but predominantly ruled by metal. But it is different for each individual person, and that's where an analysis comes in. My West is actually, last year it was metal, this year it is earth. So it's all about the crystals in that area. So what if you have had remedies put in, like I have, this would be the week that you give them a clean up. You change the energy and brush them off and juice them up. Now, tarot cards that you can put in the West, most certainly the Ace of Wands, creativity, spark of inspiration. Page of Wands is very good for children's energy, new ideas, creative again, but also sparking interest to go up the ladder, learn, develop, teach even, but to grow. We have, the Ace of Wands, excellent, particularly if you want to trial for a baby or if you want new opportunities to come in. Ace of Wands is great in the West area. Now, other cards that you could put, obviously the Sun. Leo is ruled by the Sun in astrology, and the Sun is the power. How do we feel when the sun comes out? We feel like great, we feel vibrant, we feel energized. But too much and we're going to get burned. So too much Leo can wear us out. So we need to get that balance there. But very much it's about freedom, it's about enjoying yourself, it's about glowing, it's about feeling free to be yourself there. So the Sun card is excellent in that East area, and you can put any of these on your altars as well. Now, the minor cards that come in, the other major card that is Leo is the Strength card with the Lion, courageous. I was going to do a lion's roar, but I refrained from that very quickly, pulled back in my head. My guide must have said, stop, super quick then. I still want to, but I'm not going to. So we have this courageous lion, this lion that's, I really want to roar now, but this lion that is like gentle but powerful. In the Strength card, the female energy is represented by the woman, the masculine energy is represented by the lion. So we bring those forces together, and she actually tames the lion. She gets the lion to eat out of the palm of her hand. So this is about taming people, taming you. This is about not force, not aggressive. Love wins over hate in this energy. This is about being strong and courageous, not throwing your toys at the pram, but actually holding your power, silencing power. Being calm is being powerful. So you have the strength this week to bring that energy in. Now we have Saturn in Leo in the Five of Wands. Saturn is about restrictions, limitation, but also structure. And actually in Leo, as it goes, it's actually in Leo this week. Or the Saturn influence is quite strong with Leo. So actually this is going to bring structure to your creative ideas. But in this card, the Five of Wands, it's about other people's opinions not mattering. Not mattering, is that a word? They don't matter. It's about stepping back from drama. Leos can like drama. They can like drama. They like to be involved in things. They like to, because they're creative as well, and they want to be they want attention. They like to attract attention in one way or another. So they can get involved in drama. But the Five of Wands is like, step back from drama. Just listen to people's opinions. You don't have to fuel them. That's all they are, opinions. We have the Seven of Wands, which is we are winning the battle. Seven of Wands is we're getting on top of things. Now, this is Mars in Leo. Mars is good in Leo because Mars is a fire sign. Mars gives us the strength. Mars is powerful. Mars is force as Leo, fire. So we've got double fire. So we've got the power and the courage now to reach our convictions, to win things, and certainly to step into prime positions to be able to move mountains. Six of Wands, victory and success. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet of movement, the planet of luck in Leo. Six of Wands, expansion, joy, feeling pleased with yourself, feeling chuffed, spreading your sparkle. Six of Wands is all about we've won and we're telling everyone about it, or we've gone away, we've come back with the goods and we're pleased. We're going to tell everyone how amazing we are. We're spreading our joy, we're spreading our sparkle. Everyone's going to love it. So a very joyous, very successful card. So Jupiter in Leo, beautiful. And of course the Queen of Wands, Leo's energy. Think Madonna, that's her energy there. Leading the way, a powerhouse, innovative, and finding ways that she can adapt to things to be able to transform into the next leader. So the Queen of Wands is adaptable. She's a powerful force. She's also very nurturing and very kind, but she has a drive about her that gets her to places. And that's wrapped up in the Leo's energy. So any of those in the West, but any of those are also on your altars. Tiger's Eye is a great crystal to work with. But certainly for new beginnings, creative ventures, and to tap into that inner child, it's going to be the West area this week. So as I come to an end, let's have a quick look at a general message for you all. Up on this YouTube channel is your week ahead for each zodiac sign. I apologise now to Taurus. That includes me. Wasn't the best card. It's the water sign, so we're going to dampen things down a little bit with that fire. But this Queen of Cups, so Leos do like to put themselves first a lot of the time. Is that right? No, they don't really like. It's not about putting themselves first. It's about being first, I guess. Queen of Cups is about nurturing you, thinking about your needs. So actually it's quite nice. And thinking about what things work for you, not what necessarily works for everybody else. Getting in touch with your emotional side, getting in touch with your intuitive side, trusting your intuition. Certainly not fueling any drama by keeping a lid on things. The Queen of Cups likes things to be calm. She likes to be in control of her emotions. They're very intuitive, but at the core of it, it is about nurturing you and looking at your emotional needs. Are they being met in your relationships? This could be friendships, this could be normal loving relationships, family relationships. Are your emotional needs being met? Do you need to just put a little bit of you first? Do you need to be a bit selfish? And around children as well. Having boundaries around children, but nurturing them at this stage. So nurturing them with boundaries would be important with the Queen of Cups. She is the queen of her emotions and super in control. So great card about being in control, and does indicate some home changes there. The Queen of Cups can indicate home changes coming in around you, but changes where you're going to feel more in control, changes that you can ride the waves, changes that you'll be like, I can breathe through this, I can do this, and certainly perhaps indicating some new energy that's going to come in around there. So new moon in Leo, think about new things that you want to do, think about new ventures, new creative things, new ways to tap into your inner child, new ways to be creative or be courageous as well, new ways to step into that boundary power. Think about child energy that you've got around you, and where you need to tap in to get that balance. If you're being too childish, maybe you need to get a bit of a balance there. But if you've been too grown up, too responsible, this is certainly your time to have a bit of play there. Get in contact with your mates and just, have a bit of play. But new moons are excellent for new ideas. Now, it's always best to wait 3 days, think about what it is on the new moon, but then wait a couple of days before you actually activate it there. And colours that you could have your candles, oranges, yellows, fiery colours we want with Leo. So it's better to do just a small tea light if you're doing any spell work, because just something like this, because it burns quick. Otherwise you could be there for 4 hours because you've got to wait for the candle to come through. Things of citrus, things of again sparking like energy. So citrus energy is very good for any spell work to ignite things this weekend, this Thursday weekend. So have a beautiful new moon, restart, and enjoy the week, and enjoy your cards. I am putting together the new 10-week development group, which starts, I believe, the 6th or the 9th of September, whatever that Tuesday is. We've got a nice group that's formed, and we've got a few newbies. It is new, it is going to be open, so if you want information, do let me know if you want to come and join our face-to-face psychic development group. It's £70, it's for 10 weeks, and it runs 10 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 10 weeks back. Those that want to continue, we do a little chit-chat meditation, linking in with your guides, and then we do a different divination each week. So do let me know if you want to join that. I am in August setting up a Zoom monthly mystic meetup group. I don't know what to call it yet, but this will be going through a bit more personal things with cards for you, with Feng Shui for you. We'll be looking at different areas each month, different moon energy, how it relates to you, a little bit personal in your chart, and doing some different divinations and a little bit of spell work there as well. So that's going to be kicking off in the next month. As soon as I've finished the website, I shall be getting into that. So if you want to join that once a month, I'm not sure of the cost yet. I've got some numbers that float in my head. It will be no more than £18 a month though. It's likely to be a little bit less because I want it to have a nice angel number, but it's not going to be any more than that. But it'll be well worth it for what you get. So yeah, and if you have done any of my courses that you've learned some tarot in, then you are welcome to join the free tarot groupies. We meet there once a month to talk about tarot and to enhance your tarot, and you're learning more on tarot. So you can drop me a line of that. But in the meantime, have a beautiful week. If you want to book a reading or a Feng Shui session, do get in touch. Let's see what's going on for you. I will see you next Monday, and we'll be moving into a whole new week, and I'll be moving into a boat for that week. How exciting.